How do I distinguish between the UK and EU system of quotas? HMRC refer to the EU quota system as simply tariff quotas. EU tariff quotas use TQ order numbers, and these are submitted to EU tax authorities to get the appropriate refund. The UK quota system is called tariff, rate, quotas, and this system uses TRQ order numbers, which are submitted to HMRC. From where do I find my discount voucher, i.e., the quota order number? The first thing we see here, in the MFN tariff, is that there may be some products listed, with a TRQ order number. These order numbers were established as part of the UK leaving without a deal. We'll have a look at one in a minute, but it seems to me that the UK gets to keep these quotas as a sort of going away with no deal present if you like. After a no deal, the EU will have to rearrange new quotas with the WTO, and so will the UK. We see, some TRQs are spread over a 12-month period. Others are allocated per quarter. Also, here is a link to view the full PDF listing. Before we look at that, we also see that volume of use is calculated by TRQ order number and not by commodity code. Volumes represent the total volume by order number and not tariff line. Let's click the All TRQs link here, to open the 34-page listing of commodity codes, grouped by country of origin and TRQ order number. 8 columns in all. If you print this out, keep the column titles to hand. And remember, volumes are calculated by TRQ order number. Don't forget, you can use the UK tariff tool to access upfront details related to any commodity code, plus you can open the legal base for full details as well. Okay, back to the MFN tariff. So, let's look at the listing. The listing of goods begins from aluminium foil to tires and wheels. And that is great. We are not going to make it through the entire list, but for now, we see commodity code, commodity description, MFN tariff rate, TRQ order number, and TRQ volume amounts. If we scroll down, automotive vehicles. This is a long list. Bananas. Bioethanol. Yes. 6 bovine meat, beef. I'm stopping here because I want to show what a TQR number looks like. We see that it is indeed different to the commodity code. This is the first example of an MFN tariff rate with a quota. We also see the volume amount of beef, given per quarter. We see the in-quota tariff rate is 0%. If more beef is consumed than the allowed volume for any particular quarter, then we see the out-of-quota tariff rate, i.e. the MFN tariff rate as 6.8 plus 93.3 euros per 100 kilograms. The out-of-quota tariff changes as we scroll down. Great. Close this. Northern Ireland. We see that if the UK leaves the EU with no deal, the UK government would not introduce any new checks or controls on goods at the land border between Ireland and Northern Ireland. The temporary rates of customs duty on imports would not apply to goods crossing from Ireland into Northern Ireland. And at the bottom here, the helpline here currently leads to VAT, general enquiries. With regard to Brexit, most people tend to agree that there should be no new checks or controls on goods at the land border between Ireland and Northern Ireland. Next. Let's very quickly list a few other issues related to the UK and its future relationship with the EU. So far, we have looked at practical issues with regard to customs, HMRC and using the UK trade tariff tool. We saw the guidance notes on Northern Ireland previously. To add to this, and without any discussion or comment following, I want to list just a few of the other issues related to Brexit. To reiterate, I present no answers, neither am I accepting responses or comments right now. And whether Brexit actually happens or not, I hope you can agree that it has provided an interesting context within which to learn a few things about imports and exports. So, to continue. A few more issues related to Brexit. Quick fire, test your own gut instinct. And don't know is okay too. So, to start off with. Simple yes or no. Should the UK participate in the freedom of movement of any of the following? 1. Goods. What about? 2. Services. 3. Capital. 4. People. Next. Should the UK be able to create its own trade agreements with other countries? Okay. Let's move on to some numbers relating to trade preference. What is the price you are willing to pay for 0% trade preference? Specifically, if you think the UK should stay in the EU and have a voice there, then how much money should the UK pay to be a member of the EU? If you want to leave the EU, do you feel it is better to trade with the EU as a third country, but on the basis of a trade agreement? If you prefer this option, then how much money should the UK pay to participate in such a trade agreement? Or would you prefer that the UK follows its own goods and manufacturing standards, and pays nothing at all to the EU? A Brexit based on a no-deal basis. Speaking of which goods and manufacturing procedures should industries follow in the UK? For highly regulated industries, is it worth spending all that money to create new UK standards and procedures, or should we simply follow existing EU standards? And lastly, UK law or EU law? Do you want the UK to control its own agriculture policy, fisheries policy, charitable state aid, etc., or allow such legislation and aid to be controlled by the EU, perhaps where the UK may also have a voice? Okay. Great. And that's nice. So, we're almost at the end of part 1.